So again, now we're going to talk about the modified Harley class. Mr. Joe Dowd is the manager of strategy and event execution. Joe's going to say a few words, but he also has a special treat for us. If you probably noticed, he's brought along the Harley girls, Christy and Rebecca. You can always count on Harley to really spice things up a little bit here. Okay. I'm not complaining. All right, Joe, you want to say a few words, please?
Well, first off, I want to thank all the builders that put bikes in the show. Fantastic. It's unbelievable the kind of iron we have out there and the quality of work that you've done. I've been working for Harley for 20 years, and most of my time has been spent doing events and bike shows. And I want to tell you, this is some of the best stuff I've seen out there. So if you get a chance, bring them down to Daytona and be part of that whole award ceremonies down there. The other thing is, for the guys in the Harley class, I really want to thank you, and you know as well as anybody, over the last 30, 40 years that we've been building motorcycles, we go to motorcycle shows, and we walk around with Willie G and the family, and that's where our ideas come from you. So you're a big part of what we make now, and what we're going to be making in the future. And I want to thank all of you guys for doing such a marvelous job on some of that product out there. Unbelievable. So from Harley-Davidson, thank you very much.
Thanks, Joe. I really appreciate that. Now, we'd like to have you stay up, but I think the guys would like to see Christy and Rebecca up here handing out the awards. So if you guys can stay up here. And we'll have somebody else bring it, and Joe's going to bring up the awards. How's that? That'll work just fine. So, all right, modified Harley class. We're going to start with 5th place. Really nice bike. You know, a favorite of mine for sure. It's our number 18 entry from Chop Doc's Choppers and Ron Harris. Ron's got a 77 FX. 88-inch shovel head, well-done tail section, a real old-school metal flake beauty. And he's got a Cobb's Custom Springer. Thanks, Ron. Okay, number 4. You know, you get into these deals and you spend a lot of time, and like I told you, part of the process is that I will go through and review all the bikes on my own before I look at any judging results, and you try to get that. And you know, we're going down and we're looking at this. We were really pleased with the turnout of baggers we had, because we're trying to encourage the baggers and the bobbers and stuff, and this is one of the first shows where we had that combination of what we're really going for here. So you start to look at the bikes, okay? So one of the first things I like to do is look at the heads, you know, look at some detail. Well, I looked at some of the bikes, they all had diamond heads on them, you know? I get down a little further, they all got stretch bags on them. So the competition here was really tough. But in the end, you kind of add up the things, you look at the judging results, and I am proud to give our 4th place to number 15, Reflections Polishing, Jody Gendler. Jody's 07, which also won the popular vote, Ultra with rake trees, a 600-watt stereo. Paint was by Todd's Customs. A real intricate design where even the seat matched the rear tank, and the whole thing worked out real well with a lot of chrome to highlight it. Okay, let's head to the number 3 entry. Well, it's not the number 3 entry, it's 3rd place. It is our number 21 entry from Detroit Harley-Davidson and Jerry Motz. Jerry has an 02 Road King, the paint by Nick at 3C Classic. It's 107-inch with a stretch rear section and integrated lights. The bags were matched, and he did a real nice thing with the knurled grips and floorboards that kind of highlighted his screened air cleaner, not to mention the 23-inch wheel. Good job, Jerry. So, you know, so now you're down to the runner-up and the winner of the class, and it gets tough. I mean, you start looking, you're going back and forth, and I know I had some of the judges come up to me also, and they're just saying, so where do I start to, you know, decipher this? How do I spread this out? I'm down to these, I got 2 or 3 bikes, man, I just don't know. And all I can tell them is just keep looking. Keep looking for those details, look underneath, check the bike out, make sure you've really got the right decision here going on. This is a lot when we're talking about the runner-up and the winner. So this year, our runner-up in the modified Harley class goes to our number 20 entry, BRC Creations. What was really neat about this, his started out as a street glide and he converted it to a road glide. So that was pretty neat just to understand the effort it took to do that. He also had paint by Andy Carousel Custom Painting. Nice use of black and silver right down to the paint and the components. And of course the diamond heads and the 21-inch wheel. All those things that used to be so exotic are becoming standard at this show, making it really difficult.
Hey, man,
thanks a lot, appreciate it. Nope, we're not done yet. We got the big one coming up here. You know, this class that we have, this modified Harley class, especially when you get into doing the baggers, it just begs for excess. There's so much to work with and so much you can do. It really takes some restraint and discipline to put off a nice bike that is really clean and kind of maintains some custom lines. Well, I got to tell you that Radical Baggers and Huck figured out how to do it. So our winner for the modified Harley class is Huck with his 107 Road Glide.
Thanks, Bob.
Good job, man. Remember, he also gets a race tutor besides this nice suitcase. There's one happy man. Huck's bike had paint by Rick Bates and Bob Sorka, dual stacked intake, just a really clean bike, looked really nice. The stretch bags, of course, open belt, pretty much the standard stuff, but real nice total execution that got him first place. And you can't ask for more than that than to be recognized by your peers. And in the end, Huck had taken that cleanly.